Welcome to part 2 of transcoding your footage with Resolve. So in this second half, we will add the picture files to the media pool, set up a timeline, point to a target volume or drive where you want to render to, and after render, export an ALE, also known as an Avid bin. I'm going to go ahead and relaunch. Now you'll notice that the volumes I've added are here, and I can double click on the mag and there they show up. Now it's very important at this point to make sure that your real name is there. If this column is empty, then you need to go back and retrace your steps. In order to populate them in the media pool, I can just select all of them and drag them straight into the media pool. Let me draw your attention to these tabs down here. Each of these perform a different function within Resolve to do different types of work. But if I go to the color tab, you'll notice that something called camera raw is available on the left hand side here. It's shown by this icon, which is the camera, which is highlighted. Now in the case of Area Alexa, you'll notice also that it's grayed out. Should you be working in red or in some other format, you could adjust the master settings here, but in this case we don't need to. Next is add a burn-in, and you'll notice this little flame here. I want to grab two values and burn them into my offline dailies. Source timecode and real name. You'll notice now that having selected those two, they appear in the lower third of the frame. Now that's all fine and good. You can certainly work that way, but should you wish to customize it a little bit, make it a little easier on the eyes, you could possibly change the font size, make it a little smaller. That's too small. And you could also change the opacity. I'm going to dial it down a little bit so it's a little more transparent. I can also pan and tilt, meaning I can move these to the bottom left and right of the frame. Now again, you don't have to do this, but for the purposes of offline editorial, it's not a bad thing to have. In case something goes terribly wrong, you can always source the original footage. I'm just clicking on this box and dragging it. Et voila. Next up, I'm going to click on Edit. Once I'm in the Edit function, the master timeline up here shows me the start time code and the duration. Now I've got about 12 minutes of dailies. So now I'm going to get ready to transcode them. I would select the Deliver button. I want to draw your attention to the output. It's very important at this point to output this timeline not as a single clip, because that would be very difficult to manage all of these clips as one single file, but instead as individual source clips. You'll also notice it's defaulted to QuickTime. I want to go ahead and change that to MXF. And in this case, our Avid dailies are going to be at 1080p 36 8-bit. You'll notice that the render field is empty, so I need to tell it where we're going to place these files. If you recall, I've already set up a folder called Heart Transcodes. Finally, you want to use the source file name. Now you'll go ahead and add that job to render and then start render. It's showing me it's going to take about 18 minutes. This is not a one-to-one real-time process, but you can see as it's scrolling through, it's going through at a fairly good clip. This is a Mac Pro coffee mug edition, and it seems to be chugging along quite nicely. So it looks like our transcode is finished. The render queue is showing us a green check mark, and next to it an indicator that amount completed is 100%. The final step in Resolve is to export an Avid bin alongside a CDL, or color decision list. Click on the Edit tab and right-click on the master timeline up here in the top left. We want to export both an ALE, which is the Avid bin, and the CDL, which contains the color decision list. Now we're going to save it to the editorial drive. So I'm going to just park it right here, and I'll call this Heart Video Dailies. It has successfully exported the ALE containing any CDL information, and we're good to go. In our next section, we'll move to the Avid to sync our footage.